Hi, my name is Joe Herrera. I am a NMCA, National Michael Chekhov Association certified acting teacher of the Michael Chekhov Acting Technique and Pedagogy. Today I was inspired to do this video. I saw a video from a fellow colleague of mine who also studied with the NMCA, and she's been doing some exploratory work on expansion-contraction, and I just was inspired to kind of put out a video using these tools. So what you're going to see today is not a performance. I will take about 3 lines from the monologue Edmund the Bass from the Shakespeare play King Lear, and I'm going to explore using the tools expansion-contraction. You will see me doing it full out, meaning unveiled, the full body expanded, using the full gesture while saying the lines. You will also see me fully contracted. You will also see me going, using some tempos. So I will maybe do it with a staccato tempo and then with a legato tempo. And then I'm going to do variations of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do from contraction to expansion, full out. And then from expansion to contraction, full out. And then I will veil those all the way through in the same sequence. And then perhaps I will even demonstrate what this would look like in a close-up. I do a lot of film acting, and so I think that it would be beneficial to demonstrate what this would look like if you were to take this for a film project or a short film or a web series. This work, even though it's large and abstract, it could still be applicable to that type of medium. Chekhov himself used the concept of veiling to all of his work in order to modify it and adapt it to the genre of film. So, without further ado, here it is, Edmund the Bass using expansion-contraction. And again, I'm going to go ahead and do it full out first, full body, so it will be abstract, large gestures. I always start with the polarity. So I'm going to start closed off. Letting the tool lead me and guide me. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now full out contraction. Now I always start with the polarity once again. Letting the tool lead me, closing off, letting the energy body also play upon my imagination as I continue to contract. Typically I would be contracted on the floor, but for the purpose of the video I'll stay standing. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And I'm going to go ahead and change up the tempo. I'm going to go back to the expansion I'm going to change up the tempo. I went from more legato, now I'm going to try staccato, sharp, 7. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now, staccato, contraction. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines like of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now, going from contraction to expansion in legato, sustained tempo. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now from expansion to contraction in legato, sustained. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard, wherefore base? And now, I'm going to try those veiled, full-bodied. So, expansion, full body but veiled. Contraction, full body but veiled. And then I'm going to go ahead and do contraction to expansion, veiled, and expansion to contraction, veiled. Let's see what we get from that. So again, these are all exploration. This is the rehearsal process. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I, in the plague of custom, permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? But I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother. Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now, veiled contraction. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? And now veiled contraction to expansion, full-bodied. And sometimes the veiling can leak out in a hand, in the way you hold your body, the way you hold your neck, the way you speak, the way you breathe. Thou nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? And from expansion to contraction, full body veiled, thou nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Wherefore base? Why bastard? Great. So once again, these tools, expansion, contraction, and even using the principles and dynamics of staccato, legato, sudden, sharp versus slow and sustained, can offer you a great deal of choices when you are rehearsing. If you get a part, you're working on your script, your monologue, you're just practicing your craft. I think that what would happen next is basically going back to the script, asking yourself several questions. What worked, what didn't work? What did you value about this process? If you could do it again, what would you do differently to improve upon it, to make it better, to make it juicy? And what was your favorite moment? What stood out for you? A jewel, a gem, that you'll be able to do that again and again and again, because it works for the part, it works for the character. You can use this as a rehearsal tool when you get cast in a play or in a movie, and you can work privately in your own studio, your own home. I have my backdrop set up here. I have my 2 soft boxes and my phone as my camera, and I'm rehearsing and working and really developing my craft. And what it does for me ultimately, right? The bottom line is that it allows me to use my instrument, my body, to awaken my imagination, to awaken my inner life, to awaken my emotional life, to awaken my impulses, my thoughts, my desires, the wants of the character. Instead of and there's nothing wrong with just sitting down and doing some scene analysis. I think that's a good thing to do, and I certainly do that. But this is a good way to synthesize that analysis. So if you come up with intellectual choices, or just choices that you've analyzed, basically because you've broken down the script or the scene, put it up on its feet, right? The actor is the one who does. He's a doer, right? So the actor must be able to put it up on its feet. If it's not translated to behavior, then it's not going to translate on the screen or in front of an audience. And so a tool like Expansion-Contraction puts me already in my body to explore the dynamic principle of expansion-contraction, out, in. And what you'll start to see is that all scenes have this. There's ebbs and flows in every moment of a scene. And so what I want to show you now is I'm going to adjust the camera in a minute and put it in a close-up so that you can see how this would translate for a close-up, for film work, for those who are interested in film acting. So see you soon.